What's up, guys? So before we jump into today's video, I wanted just to let you know that some of you have asked for some more D4 content. So we are working on a sorcerer build. We're working on a leveling build. We should have that out to you probably Thursday. Worst case scenario, the weekend, but it'll definitely be out this week. So that's coming. And then another thing I wanted to bring up is that quite a few of you guys that are watching my content are not subscribed. So if you could subscribe, that'd be really awesome. It does really help with the YouTube algorithm, and you can always unsubscribe later, if you find that you don't like my content anymore. So I wanted just to put those two things out there. So today's video, I wanted to kind of cover what I've learned after playing Path of Exile for about 100 hours, a little over 100 hours now. And in terms of this game, that's really not that much. I'm still very, very new to the game, but I wanted to share kind of what I've learned so far, and maybe a newer player this will be helpful to them, or maybe you veteran players can laugh at me and say that I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm still a newbie. but yeah. So the biggest thing that I've learned coming as a Diablo player into Path of Exile is that the game is not nearly as complicated as I initially thought, and let me clarify that statement. So, the game is only as complicated as your build and the mechanics that you're trying to run are, right? So what I mean by that is that if you're running a relatively simple build, if you're running like Righteous Fire, or you're running like something easy, right, that doesn't require a lot of game knowledge, or just like Cast on Crit, for example, which is what I'm doing, and it's been a pretty big learning curve for me trying to figure out how to make this build work, both with the mana reservation efficiency, and with balancing the trigger refresh rate, all that stuff, which I didn't know anything about before I started working on this build. It's been a journey. So I would say the biggest thing I would say to a new player, or if I could go back in time and tell myself, would be to really look at the build that you are wanting to run, and looking at the type of content. Hopefully they have like an atlas tree posted in their build guide, and the type of content that the build does well. Because really, if you are picking a build because you like the build and you level it through the campaign, and there's a specific league mechanic that you want to do and your build doesn't do it very well, it's a rough experience, right? So that's what I experienced, with my minion build. Is I was trying to, run like maps, and trying to do, I was trying to do mapping, and I was trying to do heist, and it just wasn't very good at it. And so I got pretty frustrated. So I rolled a new character, and this character is a little bit more in line with what I want to do and the things that I like. But I wish I would have picked a little bit less complicated of a build. But hey, it's all a learning process. So I would say, focus on the league mechanics that you'd want to do. Focus on what your build does well, and just don't use PoE Ninja. It's a trap, man. If you are going to use PoE Ninja to find a build and kind of base your character off of, and you're a relatively new player, just look at their items. Like if they're running like Mage Blood, or they've got like they've got mirrors worth of equipment on, that build might only work with those equipments on it, right? So just really look at it and make sure that it's going to make sense for you to run if you're a newer player. So that's one of the biggest things I've learned. And then the other thing that I learned too is that a big difference from Diablo is that you really need to focus on your time in Path of Exile. So what I mean by that is that in the beginning of the game, when I first started playing, and even into maps until probably relatively recently, I would say maybe like a couple of weeks, I was running everything. If it was on my map, I was clicking on it, right? If there was a shrine, if there was a delirium, if there was an altar, whatever it was, I was clicking on it. And it wasn't until recently I realized, okay, like if I'm not specced into those mechanics, it doesn't really make sense to run it, because it's better. And I could be wrong here, but this is what I think. I think it's better to just get into the next map and just, you know, kind of up that increase that uptime on your maps, and just, you know, just blow through your maps, you know, if you're trying to do mapping. That's what I think was the biggest thing that I was really, and also looking at every item, you know, like seeing if something's worth something, you know, like checking, you know, Awaken PoE trade, you know, every couple seconds, going back to my hideout and selling. I was just wasting so much time. And now, you know, I go into the map. So right now I'm running Harvest, I'm running Harbinger, and I'm running Harvest. Harvest, Harbinger, and Essence, excuse me. So those are three things that I'm running. And that's it. If there's extra mechanics that pop up on my map, I don't do them. You know, I think that it's better to just blow through those, get my harvest done, you know, get my fraction shards if they drop, get maybe a lucky divine altar, which, you know, I know that's super, super rare, but you know what I mean? Like, I just get through those things and go to the next map. So that's, I think, the biggest thing that I wasn't doing before. And I think that's, I'm pretty sure most of the community would probably say that's the right way to do it. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Those are the, you know, the two big things that I've taken away from the game. And then, you know, I think next league, I'm going to pick something that's a little bit more simple. I might even try single, you know, SSF, single self-found, solo self-found, excuse me, just to really learn the crafting aspect of it, because I have learned a little bit. You know, I've done, you know, I posted a cluster jewel farming guide is short, just to kind of, you know, how to flip some cluster jewels. So that's pretty much what I've learned so far as I've been playing. And if any of you veterans disagree, or if you want to just come in here and, you know, flame me for being wrong, I mean, by all means, it's all a learning experience. I'm trying to get better at the game. So any input is welcome input. But yep, that's pretty much it. So we do stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday at around 9 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you guys can stop by. But yep, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.